All right. Hey, everybody. We're playing DreadLore and currently on the Into Space campaign.
Into
Hey. During DreadLore, we focus on weaving a narrative rather than crunching numbers. So, but yeah, but every once in a while there is an action that we're trying to take that's particularly difficult or opposed where we need to throw down.
Throw down.
Tonight we have myself, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, we have Daniel Holker, we have Drizzle, and we have Ken Howl as the players. And then as our arbiter, we have Bill Bunkum. Let's see, we also have all lowercase letters, who is providing some of the music. We have
letters.
Couchfire Media doing the media production.
Media.
And we have why am I blanking on it all of a sudden again?
Exactly. You should blank on that.
Whatever they do.
Whatever they do. Look at that.
So whatever they do.
Our Patreon members.
And then we also have our Patreon members, Tim Roberts, Daniel Holker, Nostalgic, and Natalia Cline.
Natalia Cline.
And who is the sponsor for today, Holker?
Tonight's sponsor is a company that I totally did not make up on the spot. This company is a large purveyor of services and a builder of infrastructure, and it's led by a CEO, and it also employs people who report to that CEO, and it is sponsoring tonight's stream.
Yeah?
Yes, it is.
What's the name of it?
It's the company I totally didn't make up on the spot.
We really, really appreciate the company that you did not make up on the spot, though.
Totally didn't.
Totally didn't. What's that shirt you're wearing, Holker? Oh man, look at that sexy ass shirt. What does DL mean? I don't know what that means.
It stands for DreadLore because you don't have to roll to win.
Oh, yes.
But you kind of have to role play to win.
Shut the fuck up, Ken. Indeed. Indeed you do. That should be the back of the t-shirt, but you do actually have to roll to play.
You gotta role play to win.
Just kidding. You don't need to roll to win. That's why we put all these fucking dice everywhere. Don't call it a design flaw. All right. So.
You're still in space, Ken.
Oh man, he's in space. Cutscene.
Into space.
You see a planet. You know, it's that when it's like that 2001 scene where you see just the horizon of the planet because it's too big. Oh, there you go. God damn, he's good. He's good. He's too good. God. I'll give you a narrative point for the being good. You see the horizon. You see that, you know, the planet curve and a few ships arriving. They're of different make and model. One of them has a huge marquee that seems to holographically go around it. And it says, Vremada! Vremada! All over. You can't hear it because it's space. And there's no air. But if you were tuned into that channel, as many channels as they could buy, we'll call it, Vremada is actually just GoDaddy in the future. So they've taken up. It's like AWS and GoDaddy had a merger. That's Vremada. These are jokes that only me and Ken get. Maybe Drizzle. As
I get the
they
jokes.
appear somewhere in deep space, because space is big.
Really?
A missile, a very large missile, it's like a Scud missile, is heading at an incredible rate. You have a picture of a missile too? Wow. Nice. Heading towards the planet. There might be more than one. But you all don't know that yet. Oh, fuck everyone. So, that's happening in the cutscene. On board of the Vesper, Alabast is slightly turning away. His men have, or some of his men have left, 3 of them. 3 of the 8, so there's 5 still around him. He's been engaged in talking to Dolby. The 3 Hellion clad are leaving your all ship, D's nuts, with Skip Trace waving. The one is giving you a look, Skip, as he goes into the airlock and closes the door behind him. You see through the porthole. He comes back up and looks through, and then leaves.
No, I blew a kiss.
Oh, you give him the kiss? Yeah. Dolby, you are communicating with the Defiant. And Katrina, you are getting the communication on loop from Telemar Shipping. Just giving you updates here and there of their progress and coming into the shield. They're not in Atmo yet. It's a very pilot-y voice. Yeah, right, we're coming that way. Okay, 6er by 9er by 5er. It's 5er.
Katrina will actually, when she can tell they're getting, vaguely close, she'll say to them, "Can I please get a confirmation code?"
5er 606 27, a bunch of numbers. As it seems like they're just kind of talking, and lots of it's like they're all from LA. They're all like
The 405
So we're coming
to the
at-
110 to the 15 to the 90.
coming to the 4.
Their vocalist fra.
It seems like they're maybe engaged and they don't hear you, perhaps.
Okay, so Katrina will send it as a priority message this time and basically say,
You send a priority message? How do you do
them.
that?
I don't know. Hold on.
With like a bunch of exclamation marks?
Yeah,
Representative! How do you do it exactly?
I pressed 0 a bunch of times. Actually,
What do you mean? You throw your mouse against the wall, then your headphones. Ah!
Actually, in this case, I will bid.
That was a double reference of me breaking multiple mice. Come on, I'm hilarious.
I'll bid Netic to actually, not quite hack the single, but like, basically, I mean, I guess it still would be hacking, like, sort of, tap into the communication console and like highlight the message.
Definitely be
coming
hacking.
in. Yeah. All right, that's hacking. So yeah.
All right, roll a d6 chaos die. As you bid Netic to do this, you do it. We'll
It was
see
a
if it
4.
backfires. You get a success, as it will take a little bit of time and a lot of your It's not processing power, it's attention. So, how this works is this. Your brain, your processing power is you needing to eat, right? The energy you literally have, and then your attention span. Okay, your emotions start getting frayed. Your ability to deal with things is taxed when there's a lot of processing going on. So, you feel that sort of, you can feel however, you can describe it however you want. Perhaps it's being hangry. Perhaps it's being distracted in ADHD brain. Maybe it's sleepy. It's up to you. But that starts happening as you're hacking in, trying to manipulate this remote signal that is pretty well secured. You can hack it though. You're
And I
you're
would
too
say,
good at
I'll
it.
go ahead. What I will say to sort of maybe make it a little bit, quote unquote, easier. I'll bid my name as well, since presumably this is a Telmar shipping, vessel, and she would probably know a lot of their protocols, even if they've changed a little bit. Like she could sort of, yeah.
So I like that description, but you only need to bid one trait to do the action because we're not throwing down.
Yeah, true.
Now you could activate an ability or use some ninja gear to make it somehow easier or a different situation. What were you saying?
DJ No Fly did give you a narrative point.
Oh, you do have a narrative point.
Oh, well then I'll use the narrative point to say that Katrina. Thank you. By the way, that Katrina knows. She at the very least knows a lot of these security protocols that they have. They've changed obviously over the years because you have to change them over the
sure.
years. But
You don't
she
have
has
to.
Yeah, well, fair. but she knows a lot of the underlying framework of the security protocol, so she can kind of figure it out.
I love it. Let's do a fate roll. Who is fortune? Who's false fortune?
I will be false fortune.
I will be fortune.
All right, here are the stakes. Is this Telmar or is it Vermida? That is the big question. Who contacted you? So we're going to leave it up to your all's agency. It's pretty obvious if it's Telmar, that's fortune, and your bid works. If it's Ramada, your bid definitely works because they will let you authenticate till the cows come home, and then they're going to start authenticating you.
Dalton said that you bid, do you know who my father is?
Everybody poops.
Katrina, you get a trait based on that. Dalton, or I should say, Tormin, what is a good trait for that? Do you know who my father is? I mean, Tormin was in the Star Wars game I keep on referencing, that Punksicle ran, and he was one of the main characters in it, and kind of a similar situation to Katrina.
Oh, interesting.
Actually, ooh, nepotism.
I was about to say, that's
it.
where my brain was going too. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you, Dalton. Nepotism? You're a nepo baby. Hey, Tormin, when are you bouncing, man? How long are you in town for? And also, just as an aside, we will be running a one-shot, which Tormin will be in, and you guys should be in too. Okay. Let's do this fate roll. Roll it.
Well, roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
I think that false fortune won because I didn't roll well.
I got a 51.
You won. I got a 31.
I'll spend a proficiency.
Okay. Spending proficiency for the re-roll of the fate roll. Do it. Throw down.
Oh, I beat your last roll.
I got a 53.
I got a 52.
Damn it. Okay. All right.
So good.
So I'll spend one
It
more.
doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be Katrina who spends the proficiencies.
Alright,
Although
yeah.
it's perfectly fine for her to do so. As your players are like, no, go on, use your resources.
Especially because of all the PvP. I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of wild. It's like it's both good and bad for you.
I know.
In this situation, it's actually better for you all for it to be fortune.
Oh, I agree.
But go on.
I agree. Uh-oh. I won,
Do it.
probably.
I got an 11.
I got a 90 or 900.
Nice.
Well done. So that being the third one, which I would probably have allowed it one more time. As Katrina, at first, there's the thought of as you're hacking in, you realize the vulnerability. It's actually pretty easy to hack in. So Telmar, maybe it's because of the cryo, the gravity lanes that they're using. You know, they're out of date. They haven't changed their passwords in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like Katrina's best friend number 1, you know, graduation
1, 2,
date
3, 4,
002.
5, 6.
You get a pip for that, Drizzle. You know, space balls, whatever it is. Their security is not so great. It was actually pretty easy for you to hack in, which makes you potentially wonder who else is hacked in. Who knows? They have exploits. As you do find out, it is in fact a Telmar shipping. Let me erase that on my sheet. I planned for the worst. I can't help myself. Okay, so you hack in, and what are you doing with that?
The primary thing I'm doing is highlighting. Well, actually, since I basically was able to confirm that it is in fact Telmar shipping, I'm not as concerned, I guess, with getting them to authenticate. But Katrina might actually do a little bit of snooping to see exactly what they sent her way.
What do you mean?
Like, I want to find out the ship type, the disposition of, you know, whatever personnel they brought, that kind of stuff. Like what kind of weapons they have available.
Oh, you're actually trying to like get into their systems and such. Okay, so not just make it a priority message. You're actually trying to like, you know, start snooping around a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so on this action, you gain access, and you do not have root, but you have, basically you're working on escalated privileges. You can look around. You cannot modify anything right now. So on your next action, on your next action, if you wanted, you could attempt to escalate your privileges, meaning gain more privileges. Okay, or you can just continue looking around. So this action, you gained the privilege to look around. You know that they are Telmar. Go on.
Okay. In that regard, because I don't want to make any changes other than, I guess I don't understand what you mean specifically. Like,
okay, so
what are the parameters within I can look around, I should say.
Right. So, think of it like this. When you go to Google Docs, you can view, right? Or you could comment, or you can edit. You have view access.
Gotcha.
If you escalate your privileges, you're trying to get to comment, or you're trying to get to edit.
Oh, okay. All I'm trying to do is view.
Okay, yeah. So
I
that's
just
what
want
you
to know.
gain.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
looking around.
All I want to know is what kind of ship they sent and what kind of personnel they have available.
That is very passive, so it's not loud, meaning you can look around and you're probably not going to be found out. If you start making changes or trying to, that's when you could be found out.
Yeah.
It's easier to find you out. Sure. So you start looking around. Okay. Action is on the rest of you. It's a player turn.
I would be sitting on the ship, guarding the door, basically, guarding the airlock.
Describe it all to us.
So I'm assuming that there is a couch across the way from the airlock. So I'm going to go over and sit down on that couch with the gun at my side. So it's not like I've got it sitting there. It's not telescoped out, but with a pull of the trigger.
I will be hiding behind the pole.
There are no poles. This is a barreled ceiling type thing.
You're in the Vesper with them.
Burgess is perplexed as to why there are no poles.
All right, I need
But
more.
in that case, Burgess will go up to Skip.
You're in the Vesper with them. You're not on-
Where does Burgess hold on? Where does Burgess ever encounter poles? I need an actual example of this.
He's nuts.
Mhm.
Oh my God!
A
Fuck
lot
you.
of
All
pulls
right,
on
fine.
these nuts.
Fine. You get a pip. Fine. There are no poles in here.
Okay.
You see no stripper poles in the glad ship.
Buzzkill. Anyways, so Burgess will. So I'm on the clad ship.
Yes.
I guess I'll just hang tight until I can get rescued or leave.
You have no idea what's going on. You are next to Dolby. You're next to Katrina. You're next to pretty much everyone but Skip Trace or Archangel.
All right.
You're on this, imagine this 20-foot wide loading bay. It's got a barreled ceiling that's actually quite high. As in they could load in and out a great many things, Burgess, which you could.
Yeah.
You know what? You can bid or throw down on this.
I will bid to see what's in the box.
You realize many things could be loaded in and out of this. Many boxes, for example. It is large enough for military grade equipment to be loaded and unloaded. As Burgess, you're looking around, this actually looks like a military vessel. Like, from the outside, it didn't look like there were guns and armor plating like you're used to, because you really haven't seen a clad ship. But, you know, they could unload a lot of troops off this. Not to say it is a military vessel, but it could be used as one. So that's one of the things Burgess realizes as he's looking around. The other thing you realize is you see your niece. Do you remember her name?
I see. Telmus is Telmus, right?
I mean, you might as well, Burgess can call her Telmus all day long.
Yeah. So I see. I am perplexed, and I say, "Why, hello, you're back."
Katrina and Dolby, you look over and see Burgess talking to no one. Burgess, action is on you as you see her look up, and then she's like kind of like touching the wall, looking at these people. Huh. These people are strange.
Yeah, I agree. They're
Do you trust them?
hell no.
Alabast looks slowly over to Burgess, who is talking to no one.
I believe
Why are
he's
they
got
here?
an Archangel watching over him.
Why? This is their ship. And they follow that guy for whatever reason.
She looks over at him. He's mad.
At me?
She kind of shakes her head.
Hey, just want to say, I want to apologize. I should have listened to you.
Alabast is looking at Burgess, and he looks back at Katrina and then Dolby. There's actually a look of what the fuck on his face.
Right. Like I said before, I think he's got cryo sleep issues. I think he thinks that there's open comms, an Archangel watching over him.
Are you
think you're
bidding
not real.
someone?
Yeah, I'm gonna bid Archangel. But
They think you're not real. I didn't at first, but now I do.
You all hear this. If you're on open comms, then Skip Trace hears it too. As Becky is her name, Becky Telemus Ray, because she's from Kentucky. Come on. And she says, she kind of turns to you, Burgess, and says, with hurt eyes, of course I'm real. You let me die. As you see fire around her, almost like it's in the space station she was in, and you see her skin starting to immolate as her hair starts going. You let me die.
I raise my flame gun up, and I start to scream.
can I spend cunning?
You know what? You can, but before you do, Hulker, you get a narrative point. Ken, you get a narrative point because on point with the fucking photos, man. I don't know if you guys watched. That was badass.
Yeah.
The scene. So, Katrina, this is happening directly in front of you. If you get flamed, you're in the line of fire right now. Like wherever he's looking is past you. You're gonna get blown away. So you're
Katrina
aware.
will, yeah, I'll start.
Yeah.
No, that was never.
I'm just saying, this is the thing. They don't know. What they see is Burgess pull up his flamethrower and point it at Katrina. Which, for Burgess's perspective, is at Becky. As you start screaming, yeah?
I say, calm down. I can make round 2 happen.
All right. So the way this is going to go, it's up to the players when you go. The action is on Burgess. You guys can spend cunning to go before him, or you can decide how the scene goes amongst each other. So the rules allow the players to decide on the player turn what you do. It is up to you all. Basically, Burgess, if you want to flame everything, they have to spend cunning to go before you. It's up to you all. Figure it out.
So I would like to. I assume Burgess is relatively close.
It's all up to you guys.
I would like to
Adverse.
use bid for burning sensations to kind of ease Burgess down. I've been around Burgess and I've kind of calmed him down a little bit a few times in my day, and I'm going to continue to look at Alabaster as I'm doing this, and I'm going to point my finger at Alabaster while I'm kind of stepping back towards Burgess. Burgess, I'm going to need you to stand down. We're good, buddy. There's no reason to make any drastic decisions. Everybody, the fire is not needed in this moment. You just wait, and I will put a hand on the flamethrower and push it down a little bit.
Put her out. She's on fire.
Nope. There's no fire, and I'm gonna jam my hand on my finger inside to block the trigger from being pulled.
Dolby, you note that if Burgess were to turn on his flamethrower, it would flame to death Katrina.
Yeah, I would like to avoid that.
Drizzle?
Dalton gave you narrative point.
Who?
You.
Yeah,
Me?
Arbiter.
Good. In that case, thank you, Dalton. He is an evil, evil man. So, I will spend that narrative point. In what way? Dolby, you do what you do. I will spend the narrative point to, hey, Burgess, what are your flaws?
My flaws are cryo-insomnia.
He said he's tired of these pesky players getting out of trouble.
Out of. It's an ebb and flow.
I know you have more flaws than that. If you don't, then you really should.
Hold on.
Yeah, I've got 10 flaws, by the way.
I have 9.
Cryo fucked.
Yeah, I think I gave you that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I gained. So back in September, I gained 2 flaws to be picked later, but I never picked them.
Oh. Hey, Dalton, what's one of his flaws?
There's some flaws, buddy.
We need 2 flaws. Do you have any other flaws?
That's the only one listed.
All right, well, you definitely need a lot more flaws than that. Here's the thing about Becky. Go on.
My flaw is I see dead relatives.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, it doesn't affect Burgess. And we want something that does. See, that's the thing.
Oh.
A real flaw is not just topical, it's something that actually gets you.
Dalton
Tyler
said flaw
Durden.
1. Well, I think it's supposed to be Tyler Durden.
Yeah. So from Fight Club, Tyler Durden.
It's what is it? Split personality disorder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's one of them. Dalton, we need another one. Burgess.
Afraid of snakes.
Space snakes.
You
Space
don't know.
snakes.
We're thinking. You don't know if Becky's real or not. However, you know she was. And you could have saved her. But you didn't. Now, why is up to you. Maybe you couldn't. Maybe you were in cryo somewhere going on a mission. Maybe your commanding officer told you not to. Maybe you blew up the station that she was on. Who knows? That is up to you. But we're going to say this. She is the last of your line. She was your niece. And after she dies, that family goes into hell.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
You were burning a bunch of boxes and didn't know she was in them. I ties two of them together.
Box burner. I mean, I thought I picked the four burning sensations because it had burning in the. Like, what? Yeah, why not?
Dalton says, in verse of his thinking, his delusions are real, and thinking that reality is a delusion. So delusional.
Yeah, delusional. But I think there's some truth in because she pointed out that bomb. So there's truth in his delusions.
So exactly. So
Delusional
if it's not
truth.
obvious, if it's not exact right, I think delusional truth is a great trait.
I have an idea for the storyline, but I haven't worked it out yet. I'll tell you later.
So I'm gonna bid one of your flaws. As Dolby pushes down the flamethrower, Burgess, you are responsible, as far as you know, for Becky's death. And because of her death, your whole family, some calamity happens. As she's on fire in front of you, screaming what she had said about all of these people, about Alabast being angry, about something. She's been triggered. This is all happening. Okay, action's on all of you.
So I'm gonna make sure that he can't squeeze the trigger. But I'm paying very close attention to Alabaster, so it's. I guess I'm gonna have to bid something for that.
Why are you paying attention to me? She needs your help.
I'm gonna do dumb fucking luck, which is a trait I have to just get it in there, stop it.
If I had a nickel, as you put your finger, like you put your hand in between where it needs to be, he can't. Like he can pull, he can pull the trigger. It's just gonna hurt your hand.
Yeah.
But he can't actually make contact. Skip, what are you doing? Are you just waiting?
I'm on the. He never said if this was open comms or not, so I'm just sitting on.
I just said I said on open comms, he he's got cryo sleep issues. He believes there's an archangel watching over him.
Oh, yeah, and you bid Archangel.
I would like.
Which
to
Archangel is doing something. I'm just letting you guys go first.
Right.
Skip, are you hanging out? You're just like,
yeah, because I don't know what that. I don't know what that means. I'm on a different. I'm on a different trip. He said it over.
Skip, what are you doing?
So
you pull out your little pocket Yahtzee thing, and you're like, haha, yeah, thanks.
No.
What are you doing?
No, I've still got my.
You have a fucking bomb. You don't know where it came from. What are you doing?
I look like it's nonchalant, like I'm.
Intruders were on your ship, fucking around with all your shit. You're just hanging out, whatever.
I'm guarding the door.
Contaminated the stripper poles. Who knows what they did?
The only thing I could officially check would be the cryo beds, and I saw
bombs everywhere, motherfucker.
Yeah, I wouldn't use any of those.
What is Skip Trace doing?
I told you I'm still sitting here watching the door because that's what.
Watching the door. All right, Skip, you're watching the door.
I'm messaging.
Katrina, you were hanging out, getting mind fucked. You're just like, doing
I'm
whatever.
messaging Moriarty while this is all happening. I'm looking at.
Of course.
With my other finger, my free finger, I clicked the little button. So Moriarty, I need you to stand down attacking the clad ship and maybe relay the message that we are in negotiations as per the Armistice Act of 2371, which I guess was the year that we made an armistice with the Axminster clad. We are in negotiations for procurement of the ore on this vessel. So we.
And what are you bidding?
I will bid another thing. I will bid. Fucking hell. I'm going to bid Scrum, which is a new trait I have.
Scrum Master.
Scrum Master, as in order to. We have assets on board that we might need to take care of, do a meta evac of some sort, and I kind of nudge my head so that towards Burgess, so that he thinks that I'm referring to him, but I think we can manage that on our own. We'll probably need you and Grim to establish a perimeter and maybe set up a power structure so we can facilitate this peace accord in accordance with SSA fashion.
You send out that call. You know it's received. Okay. We go into the montage for basically we're at a Mexican standoff. As in, you're all taking actions for draws. And so the world will move. Moriarty and Grim, some conversation happens between them. You're not exactly sure what it is because you're not there. Moriarty responds to you, Dolby. There's a bit of a flush in her voice. Heightened emotions. Yes, Captain. You're on the clad ship?
Yes, we are negotiating terms based on the Axminster Armistice of 2371.
You're negotiating with the clad.
It's not a negotiation with the Clad. It is a negotiation according to the Axminster Armistice.
As you say that, you hear some people talking in the background. Yes. Okay, I know. She turns back to you. You can hear the annoyance in her voice as it becomes evident to you, Dolby. She wanted to destroy this Clad ship, but you tell her the truth. Have you come to an agreement with the Axminster people?
We are in negotiations on the terms. We will need to
terms. There's total surrender, of course.
We will need to facilitate a transfer of material.
I cannot believe, Captain, that you would be dealing with terrorists.
Is this a secure channel?
Of course it's secure. Katrina, roll a d6.
4.
Katrina, you can have access to this channel if you want.
When he says asked if this is a secure channel, that's when Katrina will be like, "Oh, something interesting's happening," and yeah, she'll tap into that too.
Sure, you're listening, Katrina. Although Dolby, you don't know. Of course, it's a secure channel. This is an SSA P&B secure channel, Sec 3, Captain.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they hacked much of like the technology that a lot of what you've got is.
I don't want to hear this.
But anyway, it's neither here nor there. The point is that I have procured this ore to be shipped back to the SSA and I'm going to protect the citizens on this planet.
Have them deposit the ore in the mining facility, and we'll take it from there.
I can do that. I have Telmar en route to procure that. Unfortunately, I believe that there is a Ramada shipping.
Oh God, them.
Coming, and I think potentially some pirate activities as well as the city encampment. I'm going to try and convince this
Captain, I'm going to be plain with you.
Group.
I'm going to be plain with you. I don't mean to talk over, but I'm going to be plain with you. Captain, I'm going to be plain with you.
Yeah.
Dolby, the action is on you. You can bid. It's up to you. She's talking at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna bid. I don't know why this is a trait that I have, but apparently I'm a believer. Speak your mind, Captain.
Dolby, you gain a certain few truths about Jade with a Y, Moriarta. Holy shit. It's been a long time since I've read these things. You can tell she's very much like you. She's here for a job. But Dolby, she's been here a lot longer. She is tired of this waiting.
I'm gonna
of
see
this back and this forth and this bullshit. You find out her needs.
I'm gonna see that you're on the first ship back to Seoul to guard this ore.
You can tell she wants to get to the bottom of this, no matter the cost. And you gain something, Dolby. She doesn't give a shit about the ore. She doesn't give a shit about getting home. She has orders. Light bulb. Jade Moriarta has different orders than Grimm. All right.
I shut off
As
the
she
channel.
continues. Never mind.
No, all right, never mind. I'm going to spin a pip saying that I did not shut off the channel.
All right, you turn it back on. You don't have to spin a pip. You just turn it back on. You mute and unmute. As it blips, and she says, listen, Captain, you can tell the derision in her voice. Captain, I wish that you Marines, I mean this with the most respect that I can muster, I wish that you would just do what needs to be done.
I'm following orders to the T. A lot has changed in the last 20 years.
I understand that, but you don't understand. You're on the clad ship, you say. The Axminster ship, you say. Well, you should know they're listening to everything we're saying.
Well, I believe you. They are.
You understand they're liars, right?
We have.
This is a staging point, Captain. Do you... Captain, I'm giving you a direct order. Leave the clad ship.
If I leave the clad ship, this clad ship will not exist.
You hear, Dolby, you hear communication. This is very similar to when you guys first arrived in the system. And you were hearing all of the the background information. People talking. She's obviously getting communications from the surface and from elsewhere. She's obviously stressed. Something is going on with her.
I am going to make another bid. If I can.
Yep.
I am going to bid fucking career, which is one of my backgrounds. Moriarty. A lot has changed in the last 20 years. My orders are Sec 4, above your Sec 3 clearance. I need you to fall in line. This shipment is important to the SSA, and we are already having enough issues as is. We need to get these minerals back home. We have found the corruption on this planet, soldier, and I know you've been living under a delusion for a long time, but we've snuffed him out and we've ended him. And I know there are other issues in this world, but we'll address them one thing at a time. Right now, we are making leadership changes, and you and Grim, I don't care which one of you is in control. One of you has to take control. If you could run the planet together, that would be great. But I won't be here for that. So what I need you to do, orders or no, is get your shit together and fall in line and stand down. I want you to be at the ready if anything goes down. Ramada is incoming. There is a storm incoming. Protect yourself, protect your troops. Make sure Ramada does not take control of this city.
Dolby, what are your flaws?
Fucking hell. I got a lot. I got no fucks. I got stigma, demerits. I'm a drunk. I have a gut reaction flaw that is just a lot of fun. I'm suicidal. I got no pain. I guess with the suicidal, we should probably put you need to call, like,
You're
if you
good.
have,
Continue.
if you can, if you're having thoughts of suicide, please call. What is it? 111? I think that's the number. It's 111. We should put that in.
Continue. I'll find it out.
I got fuck it. I got senile, and I have bloody.
988.
988. Yeah, definitely not 111.
Dolby. New flaw you gain. Now I call it a flaw just because authority thinks it's a flaw. I would like the players to decide what is the flaw when you buck authority. Go.
Rebel with a cause. I don't know.
Yeah, just
5.
rebellion.
Oh, no. Rebel for the
Rebellious?
cause.
Rebel or the cause. Nice.
No.
Rebellious?
Rebel for the cause.
A rebel for the cause. Drizzle.
Yeah, that's fine. Rebellious was just what I was gonna say.
Okay. And Holker.
Too proud to say he's a quitter.
What?
Too proud to say he's a quitter.
It's not a quitter.
So Ben Riggs. Anyway, you get to choose which one you are.
Well,
What is your flaw?
I would choose rebel, but I don't think I'm a rebel. I'm following orders.
Well, I don't care what you think. What I'm saying is,
I would say
I'm bidding on
rebel
your
for the
flaw.
cause. I like that one. I thought that was good.
All right, rebel for the cause. That's the one. Katrina, you get a pip for choosing it. Remember, you can't have over 5. You gotta
Yeah.
drop the load otherwise. All right. I bid rebel for the cause. Dolby. As it turns out, you can tell Moriarta has orders. You guys are in their way. There's something very important she's doing that Grim wasn't given. She is in a situation that you're in, and she is politely telling you, knowing full well that others are listening, to get off of the ship you're on. There is something bigger than you in her mind.
Right.
Now, this is the point of contention you have to deal with, but I'm not going to be easy on you. Drizzle, skip trades. So you got to think about it.
I have something that because in all fairness, this is the first like real downtime since things been going on. So while I'm sitting here watching the door, I'm gonna pull up in my hollow thing some of the security clearance information we got back at the very beginning of the game that nobody's gone through. Because when he
What's
hacked
that?
it into, well, when it was me and Dolby, and he hacked into it and got just a bunch of security information, but a lot of it was over our pay grade, so we just stored a copy of it to look at later, and nobody's ever looked at it.
Awesome. What do you bid?
I will bid let me bid private.
Private.
Yeah, because I'm the private in the situation, going over the material for the boss.
Okay, sure. All right. This information, when did you get it?
Like I said,
Episode
it was
1 or
back
2.
at before Cherokee Sue even joined, because it was when they first gave us the mission briefing, and he hacked
Back
into
on
it, and there was
Apollonia Station.
and there was a whole bunch of tech clearance stuff that we just
You
copied
guys-
over and never looked at.
You guys are in transit to Jupiter Station. As you wake up, you to stretch your legs and whatnot. You get on the wheel, which is the part of the ship that actually has artificial gravity. And Dolby, at this point, you're a first lieutenant. And Skip Trace, at this point, you are a private, I believe.
Yep.
You're walking, drinking some coffee or some tea, whatever you drink. And you're reviewing some of these documents. What do you see? See between you two.
You know, if we get caught for this, we're in trouble.
Well, we'll just store it here. We'll make a copy of it, and if we need it, we can access it later. But
What do you guys find?
I think. Go ahead, and if you've got an idea.
Do it in game. What do you find?
Well, here's a file about Alfred. We'll stick this over here. Here's a file about past missions. We'll stick it over.
This Moriarty, she seems like a bad. I mean, they all seem. Axel seems bad. Confucius seems bad. They all seem corrupt. I mean, it seems like we should just take them out. I mean, why even deal with them? I wonder why.
But we've. It's better to store. I know this is higher. Technically, we can get. They call it treason, so we won't look at it now. But if we need to, we have it in case.
I don't know. You look at it later. I mean, I've made up my mind. I don't care. You just if there's ever a moment that comes across where it's, I don't know, important and you have some time, go through this and just make sure that I'm making the right choice. Because I don't know, this reading stuff is just really tedious. And all the words blur together.
So, you guys are actually quite good at improv. Like, actually, you really are. Drizzle, I expected of you. Man, very, very, very good. Very, very well done. No questions, very good statements. And no no's, all yeses. What do you find? You find the notes that I have. Uh-oh. No. Now, Andrea, I know that Call of Duty is going well. However, this is a point you should probably pay attention to.
I'm not playing anything.
Okay. Roll a d6 Holker. Roll a d6 Katrina. We're going to take the lower. You guys can spend proficiencies to make it higher. This is the amount of information you get. Got a 4? And a 6, so 4. Unless you want to roll again. This is straight out of the notes. No subterfuge. You get the dark. This is the true that I cannot change.
Yeah.
Because I think it's cool.
I was thinking about having a roll of proficiency, but I'm afraid it'll be lower than. Yeah, but I'm afraid it'll be lower than 4.
Yeah, 4's good. I think 4's good.
Yeah,
4's good.
4's good.
4 is just above average. It's just above average. Are you guys going? Are you going safe
I'm
on
good
this?
with. I'm good with 4.
All right.
I want 4 truths and not 12 proficiency later have 2 truths.
All right, let me make it sweeter for you. You could roll a d8.
Oh, with the proficiency? I mean, I'll spend a proficiency for a D8.
But you gotta take it.
Yeah, that's fine to me.
Oh, you have to take it.
Gotta take it.
Hold on.
Mulligan.
Yeah, I mean, I rolled a 4 just now, so I would say we just keep it. I mean, it's not great.
It's up to you guys. You gonna roll
I
it or
rolled
what?
a 5 on that one.
But we're still taking. We'd still be doing the lowest number between me and Hulker.
Yeah, and then I rolled a
Yeah.
1 that last time.
I don't know. What do you think, Hulker? You feeling lucky?
Don't
No,
have
but
to
I'll
roll
do
to
it.
win. Yeah, no, I don't.
I'll
I
do
don't-
it.
It's a lot of truths.
I mean,
Okay, you're. I guess you're kind of the deciding vote here, Drizzle.
I think we're sticking with the 4th.
Okay.
I'll sweeten the deal.
He doesn't want to give us 4.
he goes to a
can roll it.
D12. I'm gonna do it.
You can roll a D10. Here's the thing, though. You don't get your dread point.
Oh, we lose a dread point? No, I want to keep my dread point.
I'm sticking with 4. I'm fine.
Yeah, 4 is good.
All right,
You
4.
could have 10.
Why would we give up our dread point? He's trying to trick us, guys.
Well,
He's trying to
in
trick
all
us. We're
fairness-
gonna get shafted.
Yeah,
on
I
something
win. I
we're
win
shooting.
both ways. Okay.
You're
I
playing
win
the game
both
where I
ways.
win. That's the game that you play. You play the I win game.
Technically, we have 2 dread points, so
It's true.
I know. I'm
The,
aware.
the second,
I'm aware.
that's why he's trying to get rid of them.
I'm
The
trying to get
second-
rid of one.
the second dread point is to wish for more dread points.
All right. All right. So, are you going with 4? You could roll a D10 if you sacrifice. I'll tell you what. If you sacrifice a dread point, you can roll a D10 and you can take the better roll.
Okay.
So you're gonna get 4. You can only do better, but you have to sacrifice a dread point.
I mean, knowledge is power.
What do you think?
I'm okay with it. If that's what you guys are okay
Okay.
with.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. So we sacrifice
That-
1 dread point.
Is awesome for me. Okay. You know, that's actually an equal trade. That's good. That's good. So, who's rolling this D10?
Whoever rolled the 4.
I mean, yeah. Oh, me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll it.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna switch dice on this one. Haha! Of course, I got exactly what I wanted. I got a 9.
All right.
So 9 truths. Good job,
Fuck
Andrew.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you find? Now, here's the caveat. I'm the arbiter, so I have to make a caveat. Caveat is, with these truths, you guys have to fold them into the story. Now, this is between all of you. Okay? These truths you have to follow, you have to fold them into your story. All right? A few things. 1, Alfred, the robotic intelligence, the RI, aboard the Cool Mint gunboat. Long may she last. Alfred is a sarcastic RI who attempts to tell jokes, but which never land as he intends. Alfred has a heavily armored body, which he can give permission to download himself to and
Did we-
physically interact with the world.
We know those things. That's not a.
No. I'm giving you the free stuff.
Good.
Yeah, when I start counting, you'll know.
Ah.
Stats: Bodef +4. He was Doom in the book. A D12 Brawn.
Got his butt kicked.
Vitality 28.
Got his butt kicked.
Scale 1 resistance. Basically, your small arms fire would have done basically half to him. Vital Spot. The Cool Mint mainframe holds Alfred's mother chip, a black box backup with physical firmware security. The Cool Mint mainframe holds
Dalton.
Alfred's mother chip. Alfred is on the Cool Mint. His downloads are elsewhere. His main purpose is on the cool mend.
Wow. It's good to know.
Yeah, I forgot that. So, you could actually recover him there, or he is actually dead. That is up to you. Alfred is a Special Operation Corps development and deployment. His task is to root out any rogue RI being used by the Clad or rebel groups, and to report any and all forms of dissent among military leadership. That's one.
Probably
That's the truth.
Leave some sleeping dogs lie on that one.
Alfred literally was here to do what you're trying to do right now. But he's slimy because he has to be. You realize he didn't know who he could trust. So that's one. Corporal Dole Engineering. He was male, in his 30s, station kid, a DIY fix-it guy, reckless blonde. He is Josh's lover. Shaky hands is what he had. Why? Because he had a secret. A suspicious background. Was imprisoned on the Martian penal colony Baxtras for 8 months of labor, 8 months of cryo. His charge, intent of rebellion. Dole has stolen a freighter, and that it happened to be carrying military goods. That is why he was on this mission with Dolby, because he was in the shit. As you realize, everyone on this mission was in the shit. We're not going to call that two.
We know that stuff.
Dole,
Well,
highly suspected of being a Clad sympathizer.
No.
That's two.
Yeah, I don't know that. But now Skip knows that, as well as Cherokee Sue.
Some of the stuff is a little bit far away. There's one about Commander Donna Laura of Neptune Station, but we're going to skip that because I think you guys already have that. Magistrate Ava Cyrus. This does not help your current situation directly. However, it does indirectly. Official SSA Magistrate of the Outer Soul Commercial and Military Bilateral Operations. A smooth-looking, sultry official who always seems one step ahead of the competition. She is the voice of Ava Green. The Dark. It's not 100% confirmed, but it's pretty close. Ava Cyrus is a Clad operative who has been undercover for nearly 10-ish years. She is a half-netic who is extremely capable in combat and strategy. Communication with the Clad and Axminster is thought to be often.
But we kind of knew that.
This confirms. That's 3. Clad Hellions. Not real Zens or humans. It's unknown if these are grown or if they are people that are volunteers. Clad Hellions are extremely adept at combat. It shows specifications, and in mechanical terms, it is this: vitality 20, 20 with their netic armor, which is basically integrated, 28. Meaning they have 28 hit points. Their ninja gear, any they can interface with. They carry normally pulse cannons, which deal 2d6 plus 1. They are essentially featureless. They have no relationships other than their command. And they are gender neutral. Basically, they're drones. Relationships. They have a very short tenure where they are erratic. What you all are seeing, you two, is the military sort of infiltrating force of the Clad. They're zealots. Like, they'll blow themselves up. They'll do whatever needs to be done. And Skip Trace, you just met 3. So that's 4. What do we have, 9? Jesus.
That was your own doing.
Yeah, you asked for that one.
Captain Gottfried Harold Grimm. 4'11", nutty as a fruitcake. A former PNB captain of the Ad Vinci, renamed Defiant. Ad Vinci means, anyone know?
Conqueror?
Very
Am I
good.
wrong?
You get a narrative point. It means to victory. Renamed Defiant. In charge of Delta Company. This is good shit. Delta Company. Delta meaning change. The dark. Eugenics. Probably what has made him a little senile. Gottfried Harold Grimm is a beast. He is unhinged. He is sent on missions which he should not return from. He was sent along with his crew of several officers, nearly 200 enlisted, an entire company of PMC. There was a skirmish with Confucius, which convinced Gottfried to stay. Why serve in heaven when you can rule in hell? Dolby, as you realize, Grimm has just claimed the capital.
Yeah, but he's serving in hell. And if I knew this stuff, maybe because this is the past, I'm saying that maybe that I have 2 small disputes. But
That's
yeah,
4.
Yeah,
Listen,
keep going.
This is just retroactive.
Yeah,
It's simply what was in your folder. It
Sure.
doesn't mean it's true.
yeah.
It means it's what's in your folder.
Copy that.
What you have decided, what you have encountered, is what you have encountered.
Sure.
All right. You guys rolled 9. Jesus Christ. Lieutenant Commander John Axel. Moriarta's right-hand man.
Ooh.
A 50-something Afro descent, pale due to void born, tough-looking, chiseled, expressionless face. This is Axel, who is KIA. Believes in the SSA, but believes it has lost its way. His ship was the Lunar Bolt. His second ship was the Helaspero, in which it was mutineered. As Dolby, you find some, or I should say, when you look this up. Really, Skip Trace, you're seeing this. John Axel was a traitor. As in, he believed the SSA had lost its way. I'll give you this for 5. Axel likely would have been okay for re-education. Did it. He was out of date. So what that means, Skip, is as you're reading this, according to Dolby's decision, it actually did make sense. Axel was out of line based on what you guys had encountered, according to the SSA. All right. That's 5. Calabash, number 6. God, do I want to tell you about Calabash?
I mean, this is all Skip is reading this while sitting on the couch while all this stuff is going down on the clad ship. So I mean,
Is he telling anyone any of this information?
I mean, I feel like that's up to him.
Not right now, not over comms that could be infiltrated.
He's got a giant pot of tea, and none of it is spilled.
Yeah, he's also sitting by a number of dildos that have been used. They're not clean. I'm just saying, wash your hands after being on these nuts.
You get a pip. Lieutenant Sarah Calabash, a straightforward, tough, hard-hitting commanding officer. He knows when to push and when to pull her punches. She's around 28 years old, although now she's about 38 years old, assuming she has not gone through cryo herself. Competent, PMC Marine, and primer from a long line of military family. Dirty blonde hair, hazel eyes, bronze skin, athletic, etc. Her goal is she sends Marines off from prime and addresses them. Basically, hopefuls. She has a good position. Dark. She is empathetic. Meaning, she is a potential security risk. She actually believes in the people that she's talking to. That's a problem. Second, it has been observed that she is, quote unquote, infatuated with Lieutenant Dolby Newman. Ah. That's 6. I have 3 more to go. Private Alice Brick, just trying to make her way. Mildly Irish. Her backstory is this that you see from her her incarceration. She followed Lieutenant Monroe to help the LLP, that is the Lunar Labor Party, in any way possible to give back to her place of origin, the Lunia, the moon. Above all else, she does what needs to be done. She is a believer. She is an excellent sniper. She is an excellent combatant. She's an excellent soldier, likely to be an officer. It will say misguided. That's 7. 8. Oh my God. Rear Admiral Joseph Koblix, KIA. He was disappeared after being disgraced and privately executed for treason. The true. Koblix was a double agent for both the SOC, so Special Operation Corps, and the Clad, and was selling secrets to both. To the Clad, he provided intelligence about the PNB, fleet strength, and any plans to invade Axminster. To the SSA, he provided intelligence about the Clad's current technology levels, R&D, so research and development, and major footholds in the distal sectors. Once he was found out by Colonel Donero, Koblix agreed to a full SOC operation where he would be a fridge worker looking to make ID the Clad operatives. So once he was found out by Donero, he agreed to a Black Ops mission where he would ID Clad operatives. The Dark. So that's 7. This will be 8. Koblix is alive. He now works with the Hardline Clad, so the actual terrorists, and has dealings with Telmar Shipping in the cluster, quote unquote, a system around 4 light years away. As you realize, Telmar, well, it's not only them. So that's 7, 8. All of them. Ramada, Telmar, etc. They're all working against the SSA. It's all corrupt.
Who are they working against?
It's not who they're working against, it's who they're working for. It takes roughly 4 to 5 years to get from the proximal colonies to the Sol system. It's just commercial. You have a corporatocracy that begins in the proximal colonies and gets stronger as you get away from the SSA. A corporatocracy in and of itself is its own government with its own military, which is not the Axminster colonies, which is not Telmar or Vramada. You find out there's someone else. Okay. As in the distal places, there are other people that have nothing to do with you all. And they're surely not aliens because they don't exist, right? All right. Number 9, the big one.
Aliens exist. No.
What is it you all want to find out? I'm going to use the bathroom. Decide amongst yourselves what is the answer to the dark that you all want to find out. It's not just for Skip and general players. What is the answer you want?
Axminster is finally realizing that the corporatocracy is going to overthrow them too.
That's actually yeah.
They're getting that the corporations are too big to fail, and that it doesn't matter what they do, or it doesn't matter how they program their things, that they're losing control and they don't know why.
But what do we want the answer to, though?
Yeah. What do we want the answer?
I mean,
go ahead.
we should at first. Think about something that will be very self-interested towards us.
Like
what kind of a welcome are we going to get when we come back?
Like, how do they make argon turn into flames? And what do they put in all the boxes?
Or it could be what our end orders were. Like, if we were to come, were we supposed to die on this planet? Were we supposed to go back into re-education if we made it back? Like,
I don't think it matters. I think that we're just cogs in the system. We're just fodder to be thrown and disrupt. We're just the scrubs that were expendable, and we don't really count. We can do whatever we want to with our life. It doesn't really matter. Alfred was an asset, and hopefully could return back to the SSA to give intelligence, but we were super expendable.
so then what's your question?
Oh, what is mine?
Yeah.
I don't know. My question would be like, why are we still talking with the Clad? I mean, they already made their decision, so we must have something they want. There's the answer is that they have found that they are vulnerable to something else, and they discovered it wasn't the SSA, but they know that their vulnerability is real, and they can't do it alone.
Your thoughts, Andrea?
I guess that last one, it makes sense. Like, there's some kind of, shall we say, existential threat that maybe we don't know about because the SSA doesn't want their citizens to know about that kind of stuff.
Like, the SSA basically has discovered maybe that the Clad are afraid of something, and they don't know what it is.
Wait. The answer should be aliens. No.
Aliens do exist. I want to believe.
But no, we could say like there's some kind of threat that the SSA isn't terribly sure about, but they know that the Clad, or the Axminster people fear it.
It sounds like there's a conversation happening in like the real world.
Yeah.
And I think that they can hear us. I mean, I think that's a good one. What else do we have? Other ideas?
It's a good mic. All right. So I have heard your ideas. This is your 9th idea. It's your 9th reveal for a dread point, basically. What is something you want to know?
I want to know if
A
the
truth.
Clad. I want to know if the Clad are afraid of something and what it is.
What about what they truly want?
You all should consider this, for this is The dark being revealed. These are truths. Okay? I can't change these. No one can change these. I mean, technically, with the dread point, you could technically, but...
Right.
So, what do you want to know truthfully about what is going on in this big mystery we've been dealing with?
Because
All the bits and pieces, the moving parts. What do you want to know?
Because Dolby is looking for leverage, and that's where my mindset is, and I would imagine Katrina is as well. What are you thinking, Katrina?
No, I like the idea of the Clad having some kind of enemy that maybe the SSA isn't sure exactly what it is, but they know it's significant enough that the Clad are concerned about it. They know it's not the corporations. They know it's not the SSA. Those are known quantities, but they know there's some other, factor that is playing into Axminster's decisions that the SSA maybe isn't entirely sure what it is or what the scale of it is, but they want to know. Something like that. But that's my idea. I don't know what you guys think, but...
It's the Yuzon Vong.
Yes.
It's the flood. All right, so you guys are going flood. You guys are going Yuzon Vong.
It's like rain on your wedding day. It's the free ride when you've already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take.
You guys, correct me if I'm wrong, you want something to be able to exploit of the Clad.
Mm.
As in some sort of way to actually team up against the greater evil.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun.
Right? That's what you're going for. All right. What about you, Burgess, and you, Skip Trace?
I'm okay with that.
I'll go with finding out who they want, who the Clad hates.
Okay. So, this will not be canon in Into Space. Won't be canon. But this is a seminal moment.
Into space.
This is a seminal moment in the lore. As you all want to know who the Clad or who Axminster actually fears. The truth. They fear the SSA. That's the truth. Because the SSA is relentless and will not let them be. You can go in any direction by a degree of soul, and you will be so far away from Axminster, and you just won't leave them alone. Leave us alone. We are one tiny place. Leave us alone. But you're so fucking greedy. That's the true truth. Now, for our purposes, who does the Clad fear other than the SSA? So there are the Krisk. As you have found in the setting material, which I should have pinned at the top of the thing, but I didn't.
Those are
pin it now.
the aliens, right? That don't exist.
Yes.
Yep. They're the aliens that don't exist. Here's the thing with the Krisk. You know, this is shit that's not even in my notes. Although it might actually be in... If someone finds it before me, it's in the setting material. The Krisk are as yet unverified. They are now verified. You see pictures of them. Skip. Rumored aliens of a bipedal, intelligent, curious nature, roughly human-sized or larger, purported to speak with a mixture of crackles and pops intermixed with tonal, sing-songy hoots and whistles for which they are named the Krisk. You may go ahead and roll your sanity. It has several pictures. Holker, are you looking at this deal? Awesome picture. Holker, are you looking at the setting material?
No.
Hold on, I'll send it to you. Just a second. When you go to that, search for KRISK. Yo, you found it. Oh, nice.
Got it.
Okay. Down here. Tell us about the sorts of Krisk.
There is the Diaphanoi, shapeshifters with translucent skin, what the Voidborn call the doppelgangers. Stories are told of these sorts of Krisk living entire lives aboard a lifeboat before eventually being found out. Or was it a witch hunt? Who knows? And then you have the Aranioi, some of the most alien of the aliens. The Aranioi translates to spiders in the old tongue, which might also be Esperanto. These evolved beings may have at one point in their history looked like arachnids of prime. They stand 7 to 8 feet tall and have 8 appendages, 4 primary and 4 ancillary. They possess rudimentary vocal cords capable of speech, though the Aranioi are thought to speak to one another telepathically. They are deaf, and instead they use specialized organs to sense vibrations. Arneo gain, but anyways, those are the types. As a side note, the Arneoi remind me of a race in Star Trek: The Next Generation, but that's neither here nor there.
What race?
I can't remember the name, but they are the only race that the Borg fear.
Oh,
you're talking. It's not Next Generation. You're talking about Voyager.
Voyager.
Species 3
9871 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they're basically the Zerg. Okay, so y'all, I love you to death. Fate roll. Who's fortune? Who's false fortune? Anyone can do this.
Fortune.
Who's false?
I'll be false.
Stakes. Something inclement, something big is going to happen with false fortune.
Uh-oh.
It is the reason that Novus Terra got nuked. It is the reason that the Clad are pulling out so fast. It's a big deal. That's false fortune. Something imminent. It's the reason that there is a Scud missile nuke or few coming this way. Something bad is happening on this moon. That's false. Fortune. You just get this information and you know that while it is not necessarily an invasion, the Clad the Axminster people have knowledge of an alien race that even they don't understand. And it could be big medicine. Roll.
Uh-oh.
30.
Yeah, I got way more than that. I'm going to spend a proficiency.
I'm going to sweeten the deal. False fortune. Telmar knows about it. The distal know about it. It's bad.
Maybe
Go.
That's better.
Fabrication.
I mean, I guess it's kind of better, but
For fortune, the clad have a weapon that is in. What's the word I'm looking for, Drizzle?
development.
Transit.
Jinx.
Ooh, transit. It's already been developed. It's in transit.
we're gonna have to re-roll. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah. What'd you get?
5.
Oh. Well, I got
What'd you get?
38.
Okay. Last
I'll
reroll,
use the one
unless you
again.
want to drop a narrative, a dread point. Excuse me. Last reroll. If you guys want to do it, it'd be a proficiency.
Yeah. I'll do one more proficiency.
Okay. If you fail this one,
Yeah, I used. No, I
you
did
have
mine.
to
You don't have to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you fail this one, you have to do a dread point to re-roll again, and that one
Uh-oh.
will be final.
You
Well, this
rid
is
of-
universe-shaping shit or galaxy-shaping shit.
Sure.
So yeah,
Sure.
trying to drain you of dread points.
I just rolled on the ground and I
Drizzle
lost
knows
my
what I'm doing. Hail Marys over here.
36.
Oh, you rolled better than I didn't. Because I
Wait,
got a
you didn't?
95.
It's up to you all.
But wait a minute. We wouldn't have to use a dread point to re-roll. We could use a dread point to say "fuck you." We will get what we want. Is that how that works?
I think that you know, fuck you, we get what we want. That they got the clad is afraid.
So if you want to go that route, are you going to spend your dread point for that?
That's up to you guys.
May have a solution, but they
'Cause
can't
right
do it
now-
alone.
Right now, it's false fortune.
It is.
So you can spend your dread point for something,
Yeah.
or you can spend your dread point to re-roll. It's up to you.
I think if we spent the dread point that the clad is afraid, they might have a solution, but they need the SSA just as much as we need them.
What do you guys think?
I say spend it.
For what? The question is not spend it or not. You want to spend it. I mean, you don't have to. You can let it lie. As it stands right now, what is the situation? I'm going to ask you all, what is
Right.
the situation right now?
Well, it sounds like the situation is that the Krisk potentially, or no, that the Krisk are coming to this planet. They're going to take the materials. The clad is scared shitless, and they're the fuck out. So they don't really want to deal with us. They just want to go.
Okay. Andrea, what is the situation as you understand it?
The situation. Oh, as I understand it, or as okay.
As you understand it.
Okay. As I understand it, the clad are moving out. At least at the very least, moving a shipment, and now Ramada and Talmar Shipping are moving in. And I suspect if they thought that something was imminent, they wouldn't even bother. Probably.
That is not answering the question that I asked.
Oh, I don't know.
That's giving me an answer to the question that I asked. So, okay.
I don't know.
What I'm asking is, we are deciding what the narrative is, okay? We're deciding, as it stands, you guys have the false fortune of the Krisk being a threat. So what I'm asking you is how you as a player conceive that.
Oh, how are they a threat? They're slowly expanding into the distal colonies quietly. Plus, there's the aspect. Wait, oh shoot, I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
No, you're fine. Go on. I love it. Keep going.
But I feel like probably the SSA, they don't necessarily know about it just because of how long information takes to travel. They realize they're not getting certain information back from some of the outer colonies that they would expect.
They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the communication. Yes.
Yeah, but they know that they've noticed that the Axminster people have started acting more strange lately, maybe not strange because they're AI, so all of this SSA people think they act strange, but they're not acting in previously established patterns that they recognize.
The Ansible there's only a few of them, instantaneous-ish. Goddamn, Ken. Narrative point to you. God, you're fucking on it. The Ansible, almost instantaneous. We don't know how it works. It's alien technology, perhaps. Perhaps it's just quantum. Gives you future info. It's a soothsayer. There's only a few of them. The Clad has some of that. Telmar hears some of it. There's one on Novus Terra. Hey. One of the very few of these things is on Novus Terra, right?
Mm.
How big of a fucking deal is that?
Yeah,
Let's find out how many of them there are. Katrina, roll me d12. Burgess, roll me d12. Skip, roll me d12. Dolby, roll me d6. No, I'm kidding. Roll me d12.
I got a 6.
We're going to take the lowest.
10.
I got a 3 too.
You can re-roll if you want. You can spend your proficiencies. More is better. You can take a lot of them.
It sounds
Right
like
now
we
there's
have
3.
to spend 2 proficiencies.
I will spend a proficiency and reroll mine.
Yes.
I guess I'll spend his proficiency and re-roll mine.
Indeed. I am bleeding you dry of your proficiencies.
I'll use a movement proficiency to make sure that they moved a couple more on there, right?
That's right. That's right.
12.
I got a 12 too.
What? All right. What's the lowest?
I got a 6. So what'd you get, Drizzle, again?
A 10.
Oh shit!
So, yeah, I guess
you need a
6
lot
is
more
the
than
lowest.
6. Should probably
Wait,
throw down
actually,
another
you know what?
proficiency on this.
Well, screw it. I'll throw down another proficiency
You
because
gotta take the lowest though. What do you do?
well, yeah, but right now the lowest is 10. So
The
yeah,
lowest
we're
is
gonna
6.
get lower. I'm getting there.
Now, if you roll a 2, then it's a 2.
So I'm gonna reroll again.
Indeed. Anybody can spend a proficiency for her to reroll.
7, so not much better, but
Well, it's 1 better.
still better.
You could have 12.
I'll spend a proficiency.
The
Well,
universe
but
is
we could
quite
also,
large.
We could also roll like a 7 is just a little FYI is better than half.
Do it.
All right, hold on. All
right, he's done it. Do it.
Yeah.
Drizzle, do you see how it's done?
Whatever. That's a 6 again. So.
I'm just saying, you guys got 12, you got 10, and you got 6. I'm gonna be honest with you. In the galaxy, 10 is better than 6.
True.
Look,
Especially...
I can make a lot of different people that like have 6 whole like communities that like protect.
I rolled a 3. I rolled a 7.
A lot harder.
I rolled a 1. I rolled a 5. I think
none of those matters.
I really think that a 7 or a 6 is.
It's very average.
It's very average.
You know what you could also do? You could spend a dread point to make it 12.
I guess to spend that dread point. But wait. Why would we?
I don't want to spend that
we're
dread
still
point.
doing. Yeah, I was gonna say we're still talking about the potential negative.
I mean, I've got a proficiency if you guys think we should re-roll a proficiency. You don't have to roll to win, but apparently to get more or less. I mean, if you guys want to re-roll, I mean, I say we stay at 6, but if you guys outvote me, you can have one of my proficiencies.
Well,
I'm okay with 6.
Fortune will favor the bold.
Hulker, what would
One more proficiency. Go for it.
Now, you don't have to trust me. Fortune will favor the bold.
Who has the lowest roll?
me.
Yeah. All right. What'd you get?
All right. 11.
10.
So 10 it is.
10.
You're hedging your bets at 10. You could have 12.
We could.
You could drop a dread point. Just have 12.
Nope.
No.
One of the 12 could be near you.
Yeah, one of the 12 is on the planet we're on currently.
All right. 10. Well done. You have 10 locations of the Ansibles. Now, here's the thing. There are only 10 Ansibles. There only ever will be 10 Ansibles. Roll.
Just like Bitcoin.
How many have been destroyed?
The one at Whisper Base.
Was there an anthem?
Whose fortune?
Probably.
Whose fortune? Whose false fortune?
Wouldn't it make sense? We were all there. I would like to spend
I'm
a narrative
dig.
point that one of them would be at Whisper Base.
Whose fortune? Whose false fortune?
I will be fortune.
I'm not rolling. I don't
I'll
want
do
the
false.
responsibility. But if any of them go down, I'm spending that narrative point that Whisper Base was one of them.
Fortune. Fortune. You guys can add to this. None of them have been destroyed. That is fortune. False fortune. We roll a d4 and we decide. Okay. Any additions? You guys can literally add to this.
All of the bad guys that are operating the Ansibles suddenly die of heart attacks. Too
Fair.
close to the electric. Maybe they have a shortened life because they're too close to the electrical current.
Yeah. Yep.
False fortune is only a 19. So, what'd you get, Hulker?
There goes the rubber dice. 89.
So all the Ansibles are still alive.
All right. You have how many? 10.
Yep.
And
Proximity is deadly.
the proximity is a D6. Here's the thing. It's a D6 chaos die. The fact is, how does an Ansible work? It is a quantum thing. It is a stationary point in space and time. Okay. The Ansibles. Skip trace. You find out from this fucking ninth, just fucking balls drop. Boof. Dark. They are stationary points in space-time. They don't move. As far as you guys can know. And every so often, if you're nearby one and you're hanging out, you might get fucked up and die. One of them, one of the 10, is on Novus Terra. As you realize, skip trace, Novus Terra, the wealth has nothing to do with Cobalt. You all feel an eruption. You kind of like feel yourself move to the side. Your magnetic boots, which are always on, ting, 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 kind of skitter. Almost like you're tap dancers. There's a fuzz in the air. All of you that are in the Marines know it's the fizzle of shields protecting from radiation. Actions on you. The lights in the clad ship go purple. Whoop, whoop, whoop. As Alabas turns to you, Dolby. You may stay on a ship. Something has happened. As he turns and starts walking off.
Sir, I have a lot of important information I need to convey to you, but I can't do it over comms.
Well,
you
is there
may want
anything that you can
to-
give me that's leverage on the clad that they already know about?
They are afraid of stuff that isn't supposed to be real.
like
Katrina,
elves
you hear that?
and dragons? I mean, give me something I can use. They're not afraid of aliens. Oh my god.
Both of you, and actually everyone, you can bid or throw down to keep your feet.
I'll bid cool cat.
I'll throw down.
Threshold is 3.
She is.
I'm gonna bid tough.
That
And what was the threshold on my sanity roll from looking at the aliens?
Oh, 3.
It was 3. I got 3, so I'm at limbo on it.
Yep. So you gain a flaw. You do not lose, or you don't gain a derangement.
Right.
Like oogly, or
I'm gonna bid my boots.
Yep.
Give me an extra die.
I'm going to bid just out of basic training.
which is a D4. Super boots. I got a 4. I got 3. I got limbo, by the way.
With limbo
And flare.
and flare. Dolby, you stumble, but you keep upright. Skip trace. The
Yeah, I
sanity,
bid tough. Oh,
the sanity
it's-
roll. With limbo, you gain this flaw, which will be something along the lines of horrified. As there are some pictures of the Krisk. And the thing that scares you. What are your derangements?
my derangements is ticks.
The thing that it doesn't scare you, you don't get scared. You don't get scared.
No.
What are your ticks?
I don't know because I haven't had to. To be honest, in this game I've got a lot of flaws, but I never had to do any ticks.
What do you think about doing but you don't do? You resist it.
I start to reach for my gun.
But you don't.
And my gun and my knife, because it's like I'm like itching to go into battle.
Yep. So the flaw is trigger happy or itching to go into battle or itching or something.
I like trigger happy.
As you feel that, as you look at this image of a horrifying beast, it's surely not sentient. How could it be?
It's an animal.
It's an animal. Another. This time rocks the boat. Inside these nuts. That's right. Lights start flashing. There's no one on here. Skip Trace, what are you doing?
Sir, are you coming back? Or I don't know if this ship's gonna stay attached.
Well, you're technically a pilot, so if you gotta fly it, get in the pilot seat. I'm not leaving this ship until I have a deal with the Clad.
The airlock closes as the automated computer starts protecting your ship. Skip Trace, you're alone.
I'm gonna go to the cockpit and
As the ship starts to free
how
fall.
the fuck do I?
You're about a mile up and you're free falling to the surface.
I'm going to bid newbie pilot to get it started and try to get it flying.
How do you do it?
I literally pull up on the hollow thing. Okay. Flight. Okay, okay. Okay. Hopefully that'll get it stabilized.
All right, we're gonna have you throw down.
Okay.
Threshold is 3.
Would that be wits?
Yeah, wits or grace.
I'm gonna go with grace.
Dolby, as you hear Skip saying what he's saying, you hear him muttering as he's flipping through apparently a book. Alabast walks back around and says, "Your ship has detached."
That's not why I'm here.
He kind of nods. "Follow me." And he walks to the bridge. Katrina, you and Burgess are there. As in you're left in this hallway.
Katrina. I feel like Katrina would probably be finishing up at this point with the information she got from the Talmar shipping look-see.
She sees. Ooh. One second. It is a freighter, a medium freighter, scale 1. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is a scale 2 heavy freighter. This is a ship of speed. So it's for dignitaries. It's for basically when a deal needs to happen.
Oh.
It's not the most heavily armored thing, but it is a transport ship. It's pretty fast.
Yeah.
It does have weapons. The crew is 1 to 100. Or I'm sorry, 1 to 200. So it could be outfitted for war. Basically more like a gunboat type. A small space station. That sort of grade. This particular one is a ship of speed. It's for commerce. It is a limousine of sorts that has medium armaments. Like a diplomatic type of vessel.
Yeah. So in that case, Katrina would probably either question. She would have one or two possibilities, thinking either somebody important is already on the ship and they're, coming, or they sent out basically a retrieval ship for her, which is, what she asked for, but, that's sort of what her thinking would be on that.
Yeah, this could easily be from her perspective. It could be as good as someone retrieving her. It could be as bad as someone retrieving her.
Yeah, that's fair. Did Katrina get any kind of like?
It is not military. It is not military grade.
Did Katrina get any kind of like compliment disposition?
Yes. Their shields are up. I'm making notes. Let me find this person. Led by Jackson. All right. Jackson is a middle road VP. Essentially, a marketing, what do you call them? Someone who's sent out to, if there are news or news outlets, can show the best face of the company. Have you seen Aliens?
Yes.
The guy that Ripley meets at the beginning.
Okay.
He's a representative. He's a company rep. So, can you trust this person? You don't know. Maybe.
Is his name familiar to me at all or not really?
It's up to you to bid.
I'll bid. What do I have left? Martian Princess.
You are not naive enough to know. You cannot trust anyone from the company. You know that. They are for the company. They're not for Telmar. I should say, they're for Telmar, they're not for Telmis. This is a company guy. When it comes down to it, what is best for Telmar is what he will do, even if that means the death of a Telmis.
Gotcha. Do they, from what I can tell, do they have any, I don't know, soldiers or mercenaries on board?
They will have their own private security force.
Gotcha.
However, Katrina has seen and she is looking at Dolby and she's looking at Burgess. They do not compare to the SSA. The SSA would win. They're Spartans. You guys are, mall security with guns.
Fair. In that case, or at that point, Katrina will basically disengage, that thought process, because she's seen all she needs to see basically, and then continue, follow the rest of them.
Action's on you guys.
Hey, you see Skip Trace. He's sitting there and he's panicking. He takes his rifle off, sits it down. He takes his knife out, and just under the control panel in the metal part, he literally jabs it in to the metal part, and then takes his little hollow thing and sets it on it, so he can look at it while he's using both his hands, so he's not holding it, and he gets it level, and I got 4 successes. And almost used every single proficiency.
Tell us how you saved the ship. Go.
That's right. He's panicking. He's struggling. He's got it here, and he's controlling. And as the ship's falling down, it's going. and he's just got it like hovering. It was a mile up, so he's about 3/4 of a mile down, just above some of the rooftops, and he's like.
So the rest of you, what ability do we give Skip Trace when it comes to piloting a ship of this nature?
Get shit done, but doesn't shit.
Natural gyroscope.
Some piloting idea.
Smooth operator.
All right, Skip, you get to decide. This is an ability you gain when it comes to flying ships.
I thought that was pretty good. It's a little long.
What was yours again?
Natural gyroscope.
Smooth operator. And what was your kin?
Get shit done, but doesn't shit.
That's like an abbreviation. Get shit done, but doesn't shit.
DS.
I'm gonna go with. I like natural gyroscope.
I'm telling you, ability wise, I think that get shit done but doesn't ship. And it gives you the ability, or it gives you the trait. Anyway, whatever. Okay.
But we couldn't say it in the first 20 minutes of the videos if we don't want to
Man,
get...
I said fucking like the first
I know you
10
didn't.
seconds.
It didn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I know. I fucked up.
We're in the
All right.
where it doesn't matter phase. I get it. We're having fun. This is
The
fun.
action is on the rest of you. What are you doing?
I'm following our buddy.
And yeah, Katrina's following behind them.
Burgess?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow because
Your niece stops you. She holds up her hand in front of you. Wait!
What do you want now?
What are you doing?
I'm going with my crew.
You see her just kind of like looking at you.
Come with me.
What do you bid?
I bid mum's the word.
As you see her follow behind you. Burgess, you have a cohort. It is your insane brain, but you do have one. It seems to see things you don't see. So, remember Becky is the trait you get. There is something to this. It will not always garner traits. It will start to eat away at your bones if you continue to ignore it. Something is telling you, Burgess, to pay attention. And it will fuck you up if you don't. Welcome to Arbiter School 101. You get to the cockpit, Dolby and Katrina and Burgess. Skip, you are in your own cockpit. You see the nuclear blasts. One in the distance. You guys have seen these things. You're Marines, you're Space Marines. Katrina, maybe you've never seen it. Roll sanity. Over the horizon, Dolby, Skip, Burgess, why do you see this and not go insane? Bid or throw down? A weird change in the color of the horizon. Katrina, you know mass destruction on the horizon. You are safe.
I'm going to bid a flaw calloused. And I did change the ability to the get shit done without shitting.
That is an ability. You can upgrade it.
I'm gonna bid delusional.
I love it. Dolby?
I am. I might just throw down. Is that all right?
Yeah. Yep. Threshold is 1.
Does it? What is it? Mind, wits, grace? Does it matter?
Sorry. Threshold is 0. Yeah, you just need a success.
All right.
It's up to you.
I'm gonna do my mind, which ain't good. And that is 0 successes.
You sticking with it?
Yeah.
All right. What are your derangements?
I have phobia, tics, personality, attention, dissociative. I have tics, personality, and psychosis.
Anything above 3?
No, I just have one in each.
All right. Choose one to gain. As you see over the horizon, you all do. You know what it is. Skip Trace, how do you deal with this? Describe.
Skip's, well, after wiping his head from all the from the panic that he just experienced, he looks out and he sees the big cloud and he's like, motherfucker, this again. Because he's seen.
Burgess, how do you cope with this?
Cope with it. I like it. The giant fireball.
Katrina, how do you cope with it?
Actually, given her profession, or what she, I should say, given what she decided to do when she left Telmus, she actually, basically installed some firewalls in her mind. You know, when she got the genetic upgrades, knowing that there would be stuff that she was probably going to encounter that would, you know, that she would not feel great about, that so that way she could kind of partition off parts of her mind that, you know, didn't so, you know, like so she could kind of like lie to herself, you know, or I don't know how that, what's the word I'm looking for.
I love it.
Yeah.
Katrina, you feel part of your soul die, but then your genetic implants come in and you don't have to feel it. Burgess, Becky goes to the window, the viewport. She turns, and as she turns, you see her face, and it mimics what you're actually feeling. Be careful. What are you actually feeling that no one sees?
Fascination.
As you see that, the fascination as the second nuke goes off in the city you're in. These nuts are roasted. So, skip trace. There's a bright flash. You feel heat. The kind of heat that when you touch a stove, it's not your brain reacting. It's your spinal cord. What are you doing?
I'm going to bid, because in my last one I got it back, so I'm bidding newbie pilot again to because I got flare, so I'm gonna escalate as quick as possible up and at an angle away from the blast.
Your shields are up because we're gonna say your shields are up.
Still up.
Roll your shields. The clad ship is pushed up and through the shield. They have stabilizers. However, it does not stabilize this. Clad ship does survive. What do you all bid? As you are thrown to the ground. You can also throw down instead.
I will bid aerial awareness.
As the second nuke goes off on the shield wall, it melts instantaneously as a fireball, if you could see it in slow-mo, descends, consuming all of the oxygen. As Capital City is ablaze, and then you seeing it from afar explodes.
Wait,
As the atmosphere starts igniting from the high oxygen. From distance, the first nuke that went off on the first settlement, the third settlement, is exploding off like a big balloon pop. The second nuke on Capital City is now exploding.
so
The shield explodes out. What?
so it hit the shield and then came down. The second nuke did.
It hit the shield wall and exploded.
Okay, I'm changing what I thought it was the nuke from under the ground coming up. So I'm changing what I was doing and I'm heading towards the crack in the shield.
Fair.
Sorry, I misunderstood. When you were talking, I thought it was the nuke from underneath the city.
Now you're all being nuked.
Okay.
The storm evaporates in a sort of weird spiral from space as this massive nuke. You see the Capitol building.
I got a 4 on the shields on the.
Describe how this works.
And I'm going to spend cunning.
That's a good move. As
Yep.
D's nuts slams through a building. Boom, boom, boom. 2 or 3 buildings. As the shields protect it, as it boom through another building and out the city. Propelled like on a surfboard on a wave. Flung as Skip Trace, you're puking into your face. Flying 100 miles that way. Go ahead and describe how you're preventing or changing this.
So I'm doing cunning, and then that's where I'm spinning the newbie pilot to go. As the explosion starts to hit, I'm like, shit, and I know that because it's coming down, the best way is to get out, and so I head towards the gap in the shield, and I'm like, electricity is not as bad as fire.
By the way, you all have cunning. And do you have a dread point?
Yeah, we do.
You all have a dread point. Just so you know.
I think we spent a dread point saying that the nuke didn't hit the city, but that would take a whole lot of shit back.
I'm telling you for a reason. This is the power. We have
okay,
not
here,
used dread points. We have not. Listen, we're playtesting. There is a point you cannot go past. That's true, as Dolby has mentioned. But I'm telling you for a reason. You can use the power of a dread point.
See, I would say the dread point, like this would have happened except for the nukes that were going to rain down on this city. All the weird, freaky stuff that Katrina's been doing that augmented our space trajectory, like that defied physics, had actually opened up some weird tear in space.
Oh God!
that made it so the nuke flew by the planet. It changed the gravity around the space around the planet. So it went whoop.
I love it. Let me spin you a yarn, and it is this. I'm giving you all the world action.
Okay.
Now, what and it's to say that Skip Trace does survive. For the rest of you in the clad ship, you survive as the clad ship plummets to the ground and rolls around and gets fucked. What I'm trying to tell you is someone is attacking, kind of like at the beginning of the game. Why? What have we learned? It ain't about the ore. I mean, it's about the ore. People
about the
want
Ansible.
they want the cobalt. They want the cobalt, but there's an Ansible here. Now, am I being a dick? Yes. I'm being a dick. Katrina decided there was an Ansible here. And then we all decided there were 10 of them in the entire fucking galaxy. There's one here, and it's contested who owns it. Everyone is shooting their nukes because they don't want you to own it.
I vote for the dread point that saves the.
Now
the
you can
ship
do
around.
whatever you want. You can survive this. You all do survive this. Skip survives it. You guys will survive it on this clad ship. You now have agency. That is what is happening. Actions on you all.
So here's my proposal for the dread point. The scene, a freaking nuke heading for the place that they're supposedly going to try and land. The Talmar shipping company launches an interceptor missile to hit the nuke before they hit the city.
I liked my altered space thing because it's canon. I mean, it exists. When you did it, I think there was a bit of a thing where Bill said, "This is not possible." So you opened a gravity rift that those nukes were fired far enough away that maybe still exists. Maybe some kind of tear.
You also have an Archangel bid, which you've already bid.
Yeah. Or maybe Archangel has some time manipulation that'll take us back a few seconds.
It's up to you guys. What do you want? But what I'm trying to tell you is, yes, you can get out of the situation. You have the means. You have the mechanics to get out of the situation. What I'm trying to tell you is what people are doing. Because why would they fuck around when they could just nuke it?
I was in the process of trying to make a friendship with the Clad, with
the Clad are not the ones doing this.
I know, but I was in the process of trying to connect with Alabaster to say, hey, there's more forces at work, and I said that there were forces on their way here to him, so that I was kind of hoping that it would blip something in their mind to take action, because I knew we were standing at the
Yes, 100%.
precipice of.
But we're talking about minutes.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is, imagine you are not the Clad. Imagine you're not the SSA, at
Sure.
least Dolby's SSA.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, the
Everybody
Clad
throws
and
nukes.
the SSA have made an agreement.
Well, I mean, at the very least,
Nuke 'em.
having the clad ship survive the nuke without too much issue.
You all have a lot of narrative control right now. Now, I'm not forcing it. I'm not forcing it, but I am putting it on a platter. You need a dread point to change this. You can go with the nuke. What I'm trying to do as an arbiter is antagonistic. I'm trying to rob you of your dread point. Like I robbed you of your previous dread point. Because where this game is going, I don't want you to have a dread point. Okay? I'm trying to fuck you over.
But
All right.
isn't the point of a dread point because you fucked us over in the first place?
Correct. I'm giving you a situation that you can just solve, man. You can just be like, oh no, that didn't happen. You're being nuked. Why? Because the story, it makes sense for people that the pirates, Vramada, these just people that want your shit that they know they're not going to be able to get it.
Yeah.
They know they're not going to be able to get it. They know. So they're
problem-
going to fucking nuke you and just
Let's
take the
just-
shit from you.
The problem
Use
is
the dread
we
points
don't
to
want to be
get it.
stranded on a nuked planet.
Let's just use the dread point to do the gravity so the nukes miss
You
the
don't
ground.
have to. You don't have to use the dread point. Listen,
Oh yeah. I
keep
would
your
like-
dread point. Get nuked. It's fun.
Can I spend cunning?
Yes, this is the world action. Remember,
Right.
Are we gonna?
world action happens. The nukes are coming down. You can spend cunning.
I would like to spend cunning.
Are we gonna spin the dread point or not? Might as,
I would prefer not to spend the dread point.
Wait on the dread point.
Nah.
See what you can pull out. Then spend dread point and fucking breath.
I'll use.
This is on you guys. What happens? You guys tell me.
and Skip's making it out. So
Y'all, you all decide what happens in this moment. This is the 15 second. This is
okay.
the Oppenheimer. What happens? Tell us.
So Katrina is already partially, tapped into the clad ships, systems. And I do know that the ship has some weapons on it. So can I bid quick thinking to hack into their weapon systems to launch an interception missile?
Nope, you can't because
can
the
make that
arbiter
happen.
lost connection.
We lost you. Yeah. You said, wait, what did you say?
oh, he's frozen.
Yeah, you're done.
Oh no.
It sounds like we win. We win. We win.
And he's frozen in a good. He's frozen in a good spot too. Oh no, he's not.
No,
he's actually. He's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not real.
Come on, Will.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So I'll do that, and then yeah.
Guys, I'm trying to murder you all.
Yeah, I spent
This is
cunning.
on you.
I said I spent
Yeah.
cunning.
Hopefully you all
I'll-
spend cutting. What the fuck do you all do?
I'll bid that to hack
Work your magic against the Arbiter. Go.
I
You,
do
gotta-
that. to
you
hack
guys have
into-
everything you need to win this. Go. I'm not helping you.
I do that to hack
Listen,
into their system.
Listen, Katrina, you're gonna have to work with your teammates. You cannot do it on your own. I will fuck you over it. Yes, you do, and you get firewalled. You gotta have other people. Go.
I don't have to have anybody.
I'm gonna spend
Yeah, you
cunning
do.
and I'm gonna talk to our guy. Having tweaked him out a few times, like, back and forth, and made Alabaster feel uncomfortable. You don't think that I'm the enemy, because there are things and people. What are you most afraid of? Because if you don't act now, they will. So you better get your shit together, because whatever it is coming.
You see him turn to you.
Right fucking now.
It seems like he almost senses it. What's happening? The fucking nuclear bomb.
And
Coming down.
we're the only thing standing in the way of your destruction.
He looks down at you. And in this moment of, you guys have not spent your dread point, so the nuclear bomb is going off. He looks at you, Dolby, and says, "You are not a better man than I am."
If we survive this, we can find out.
She never loved you.
What?
As you see him take 2 steps forward, pulling out his sword, and take a swipe at you. As the nukes rain down, you guys have not spent your dread point to stop what I described. He takes a swipe at you.
It's fine. I'll go full defense.
Action still on you all.
You said I make it out, so that was my cunning.
Ooh, skip traces out.
That was my cunning, so I can't.
Burgess, you see this guy in a toga attacking your captain.
I will take a hammer that I was about to open the boxes with and go after him.
Can I spend cunning for Brick,
Yes.
Silas, Cherokee, fucking everybody else that's standing right there, seeing him attack me?
Yep, Silas and Cherokee, absolutely.
And Brick is there too.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah.
And who else is there?
That's it.
No.
Burgess, what do you do?
I will attempt to hit him with a hammer.
All right, what do you bid? Like you
Hammer.
like you have a
It's
hammer
hammer
for like
time.
nails. And you're like,
If I
You
had
cut
a
it down.
hammer,
Why do you have a hammer?
I had hammer all
Because
the
it's on my
time.
ninja gear.
You just have a hammer.
You had your finger. I'm not holding your argon flame, but I guess that would get me too. Don't you have a laser sword? I mean, spin that thing up.
I do have a laser sword.
He's attacking with a hammer.
I do have a laser sword. That's true.
Are you using the obviously better weapon or are you using a hammer?
Nope, it's hammer
I'm not
time.
giving you. I'm not giving you shit, Hulker. You're like, I
will-
throw a trash can at him. Then you do.
It's
You-
hammer
say I'm
time,
gonna
okay?
I will say
right.
I'm gonna have to hard cut off at midnight for me.
I know you got 7 minutes. Listen, you assholes have had a lot of time to figure this out. This is all on you. All right, Burgess, you come down with a fucking nail hammer on his dome. Go ahead and roll damage.
I would like to spin a
Alice.
narrative point that non-electronic type weapons do double damage.
That doesn't work. All right, Alice, you can't change the rules of physics. Alice and Cherokee. Cherokee runs at him. Alice pulls up her gun. Do. Standing in front of you, Dolby. You notice Alice puts herself in front of you. Cherokee takes you by the chest, Dolby. Picks you up and tosses you back. Dolby, you are at the airlock. 30 feet away. He's tossed you away from danger. As they shoot. Burgess, you run up and get a good swipe. What'd you roll in damage?
2.
You smack Alabaster in the head with a hammer. Katrina, what are you doing?
Fuck,
Listen,
I don't
you're the
even
one who has
know.
to go in 5 minutes, so you got to tell me.
I know, but I don't know what to do. I mean, like,
Welcome to everyone else's problem, and including mine. What do you do?
Hack into their
fuck it.
system.
Katrina runs over to the console that she thinks is probably the weapons control.
Okay.
And assuming that there's probably somebody there.
No, there's no one there.
Oh. Well, then Katrina starts fucking around trying to shoot the missiles out of the sky.
That's a good move. What do you bid?
I bid Line of Greatness.
All right. Throw down. What is going to be the threshold? We're going to say 4 plus whatever you all roll. Everyone, not including Katrina, roll a d6. It's 4 plus whatever you roll. You can spend your proficiencies to lower that.
I got 4.
All right, we got a 9.
How do you get a
You rolled
9
a
on
9?
a d6?
5 plus 4.
Oh, I see. 9. What'd you get, Drizzle?
I'm re-rolling it.
You guys can re-roll.
2.
All right, so we're going with the 9 right now. You guys can re-roll.
I'm out of proficiencies.
I'll re-roll.
Threshold of 9 is really high.
I would like to aid.
Yeah, you guys want that down to a 5 or a 6.
I'll re-roll one of my proficiencies.
Nope. You just spend a proficiency until Hulk or 2.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I rolled a 4, so that's 1.
4 is good. 4 is good. All right, so that's 8. It's better.
Now it's a 10.
No, say 4. So 8. Threshold 8. As Katrina, you get to it, you see the missile. It's so fast. It's coming from orbit. Threshold 8.
Okay. So I'll start off with I feel like Grace is reasonable for this, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
You guys do have a dread point. I'm just gonna.
No.
Oh no. I can do.
I spent cunning for Silas, and I actually have a task for them.
I love it. Oh yeah, what is it?
I'm gonna unleash Vesper on Vesper
Well,
because she has elements of Vesper. That was
Yep.
something that we had discussed in the past, or he had elements
Yep.
of Vesper, and basically I want to allow Vesper access to this clad ship and the moment of chaos. And I look over to Silas, and Silas puts their little tool in to like inject it into the ship, however they do it. I don't know.
Yep. And then what happens?
And then Vesper is programming of Vesper is in there and would aid Katrina because Vesper has seen Katrina's programming before
Okay.
in some way.
All right. So Katrina, you gain a D12 aid die.
okay.
For Vesper knows the ship. It's called Vesper for a reason.
Okay, so that's a total of 5 successes on the dice. Plus, I bid Heir Apparent to activate Expert Pilot, which is another 2 successes. Plus a D6, which is a 6. So that's 7 successes. So I now am going to also bid Strider to activate Seasoned Shipmate, which is another 2 successes for 9 successes.
So you got Limbo.
No, you said it was 8. It was 9, but then somebody re-rolled and it was 8. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me.
I would like to aid with my wits die. Is that
I am
possible?
fucking with you. Katrina, tell us the scene. Actually, let's let Dolby. He's aiding, so go ahead and roll that die. What is it? What's the
it's
die?
a D12, and basically,
Roll. Yeah.
what has happened is Vesper is in 3 or 4 different places, and Silas has he has a homing kind of beacon to go to where Silas's IP is, and so basically Vesper having access to this technology knows this technology. It's like putting a beacon of light up that shoots up into the sky, or shoots an really great Wi-Fi signal that brings all of the elements of Vesper to this one spot. It's basically.
I'm gonna sweeten the deal. So, Katrina, you don't even need to roll for this, although we're going to have you roll. You're going to get a narrative point for Dolby's aid. We're going to have you roll. Dolby, what was the die?
A D12.
On a 10 up, you will gain an advancement for everyone. Roll it.
That's an 8.
Well,
And I'm out of
you could-
proficiency, so.
I got a proficiency.
anyone
if you
got
wanna
proficiency?
reroll.
Roll it again.
Okay.
An expression.
That was an 11.
Everyone gets an advancement.
Ooh. Is this
I'm gonna make
just-
you guys earn this. I'm gonna make you earn it. You gotta all describe, including Holker. You gotta describe this epic fucking shit. However, Dolby, as what you describe, So how did you aid Katrina in this?
Well, it wasn't Dolby necessarily. It was a look over to Silas.
It was Vesper.
And it was Vesper.
Silas?
Silas was like, "Oh, it's time to unleash Vesper." And basically, this is Vesper's access. We've taken him behind the firewall.
Yep.
And he's got full access.
As Vesper explodes, here's the problem. Vesper explodes. Pure energy.
Pure energy.
And is gone. Katrina. Tell us what happens. Before you do, you get the last word. Actually, you get the first word, and then you get the last. You describe the scene start, and then everyone else describes along. Will end with Katrina. How does this nuke situation? It starts exploding. Skip Trace skirts around and gets out. But how do you somehow stop this in our narrative? How do you all win this? I fucking don't know. You tell me. You just sacrificed Vesper to do it. You get it. One last thing. Think about it. Ken. Roll a d4. This is me being too nice of an arbiter.
It's a 1.
You can re-roll that with proficiencies.
I can. Well, I got another proficiency, so if that's something I should do,
Being way too nice.
I will fabricate the lie that it was not a 1 and roll not that, because that was off kiltered. It's a 3, but I don't think it matters.
It does. This is how many bids you have of Vesper. Vesper is gone. Okay? Gone. You got 3 uses. That's it. It is an AI thing. It's an insight thing. It's however you can decide. What did Vesper give you? Was it something Dolby and Vesper talked about in cryo, like on your way to Novus Terra? This is story shit. Vesper survives in these 3 memories. Gifted to Dolby. You don't have to use them. Superpowers. All right. Katrina, you start. Everybody continues.
Katrina, as I said, I rushed to the console. Seeing all this, Katrina starts tracing the line of the trajectory of the missiles, and opting for the point defense guns because she knows they're a little faster. She feels the sweat rolling down her body, knowing that this is really, really bad. She leads the target a little bit, and feeling that it's now or never, she pulls the trigger and lets it fly.
Yep. Next.
As she's shooting at the missile, it changes the trajectory a little, so it shifts up and scoots over the top of the shield. Hulker.
I yield the balance of my time.
No. I will give you a prompt. Becky appears. You're on the clad bridge. People are running around. A nuke is about to go off. As she says, how can you stop this?
I don't know.
You see her looking down at your hands, which are free of your weapon. It's on your back. And she looks over at the console. You see Katrina working diligently. She looks back at you, says, "Help her."
I run over there and I attempt to help her.
Where do you bid to do it?
I bid my set clearance.
Which is what?
4.
Yeah. What does that mean?
That means I push in I push a couple of I type in a code that gives me access to stuff. I just don't know what.
Katrina, you gain a trait. Maybe some sort of like password or something. For Burgess just aided you in Sec 4 clearance.
Ooh, interesting.
Indeed.
Let's call it, I don't know. I feel like maybe espionage is kind of like, I feel like, because Katrina is not really on their side. So
It's up to you, and you said it. Dolby. Action's on you. This nuke is coming down. You see the point defense guns almost catching up to it as they sort of skip. Seeing you actually see Skip Trace like on your ship getting out.
I'm going
The
to
point defense are recalibrating to hit the nuke before it hits, before it explodes.
I'm gonna bid Kettle.
Who?
And basically, I'm gonna see if there's an
What do you
interface.
get away with?
If there's gonna be an interface nearby, and you know, as Vesper's flowing through, like hopefully, he would give me just a hint of what was happening, and so I would on that interface suddenly have like an arcade game that I would basically understand and try to shoot the nuke down manually with my video game skills.
You feel a hand, a metallic hand on your shoulder. Dolby. It is Alabast. as the nuke is about to go off. Okay. You guys have not spent your dread point. I applaud you. That would have been the easy way out. You all tell me how this situation ends.
I would say, obviously, the nuke. Oh, the nuke. Obviously, intercepting it means exploding it. So in that regard, I would say the outer shell of at least part of the dome gets collapsed in and falls onto the rest of the city. Because it's still going to get hit by the shockwave no matter, what happens.
I'm going to say that we got to the nuke before it was armed.
Holger?
What?
Add to this.
I'm barely awake. I gotta go.
I get it.
So
Drizzle.
So in the explosion, the glasses falling down. It takes out the tower, one of the shield towers on the outside. That way, it will have to be rebuilt.
Last scene. Last moment. You all shoot down the nuke. You see the first nuke go off. The second nuke is coming down. You shoot it out of the sky. It explodes, but the shockwave is nowhere near what it could have been. As the images of what could have been go through your mind. The shockwave, etc. The shield wall buckles. The storm is dispersed by the nukes and all that stuff. And there's a moment where the Clad looks at you all. Burgess, you are next to Dolby, as is Katrina. Looking up almost symbolically at the sky. Looking back at you as you realize they, at least for right now, are your allies. Someone is attacking the planet, trying to eradicate you all. Skip trace. You fly out underneath the shockwaves in D's nuts. And that is where we end. So, if you were trying to make an armistice or a deal with the Clad, I think you just got it.
Yeah.
Any
Refocus Clad.
minor, major goals?
I got both of mine. My minor goal was to regain the ship, and my major goal, which I didn't plan on doing, was to make it out of the shield.
All right, boom. So what does everyone get?
Everyone gets a pip, right? For, and then I get 3 experience, right? 2 for the major, and 1 for the minor.
And you get back your
breath and
you get back. Yeah. Anyone else get major or minor goals?
I think the minor goal is refocus the Clad. I don't think I made a deal with the Clad.
Not yet.
So my minor goal was to refocus the Clad. I feel like that was probably
Holger?
achieved.
I didn't get any.
I got a minor goal. Talk to the Clad.
Burgess, what are your major and minor goals?
I don't have any right now.
All right, we'll figure it out before next game. All right, y'all. Thank you very much. let's lead us out. Holker, you can bounce if you need to.
Later.
And let us lead it out.
You want me to do it, Andrea?
Yeah, that's fine if you can. Thanks.
Okay.
Good night, guys. Fun game.
Thanks everybody for watching, sticking with us tonight. We'd like to thank our cast who was here tonight. Me, Drizzle, Ken Howl, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, Daniel Hucker, and Bill Bunkum as the Arbiter. Thanks for the music, all lowercase letters, and Mr. Interrupt. Thanks to the Patreon people, Nostalgic, Natalia Cline, Tim Roberts, and Daniel Holker. Thanks to Couchfire Media for all the pretty stuff that you've seen tonight. And thanks to Replay Productions for whatever it is that they do.
What is it?
Thank you all for sticking around. Glad you could be here with us. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Just anxiety and more anxiety.